And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to HOAG Money. Hope you enjoyed the presentation today. If you were there, lots more good information coming tomorrow. I always feel like there's so much information that I want to bring forth that it is so difficult to try and get it all packed into an hour. But we do have the opportunity to talk during HOAG Money. We have the opportunity to talk during group coaching. And I look so forward to those opportunities for everyone. And for me, I learn probably as much as you all do. But this is HOAG Money. That's me. CFTC disclaimer. Of course, we're not suggesting the purchase or sale of anything we're doing here. I'm certainly not. You guys are coming up with the ideas today. So, but it does, state that there's a lot of risk in futures. We should only be using risk capital, which to me is money I can afford to lose. No solicitation to buy or sell anything is going to be represented here, where this is for educational purposes only. Any past performance is, of course, not indicative of future results in trading. The rules for HOAG Money are quite simple. Kindness and respect are expected above everything. Everybody has their opinion of markets, and it's what makes markets so good. We're going to have a couple of people unable to talk today if they choose to, and I'm not going to force anybody to. The afternoon sessions seem to be a little bit quieter than the morning sessions. We're probably going to be moving everything to mornings soon. We're all going to be involved in the decisions of making these opportunities, these trades. Only those that are in the Zoom meeting will have the opportunity to vote, but we'll be watching the chat rooms to discuss any of these trades, focusing for the time being in HOAG Money on the ES or the MES for opportunities. We're not going to be trading just to trade. We're not going to take losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. We all have to understand that losses are part of trading. We have to accept them, cut them, and move on. Feedback for HOAG Money is, of course, always vital and appreciated. Good afternoon, everyone. I see we got a few people here in YouTube saying hello. Hello, Rob P. Hiking in Colorado. Made $1,300 on your 50K Step 1 account today. Nice job. Always like to hear about good trades. Good morning at JM. Thank you. I'm hoping that you did find that presentation useful. Tomorrow's should be much better, I think. So what are we looking at here? Hello, Michael, Romanowski, Marcelo. Good to see everyone. So here's the daily in the S&Ps. We opened the day today looking pretty nasty to the downside. 40 to 39.90 was kind of a pivotal level for me. We did not get to the level that I was looking for on the downside before we turned around. So what doesn't happen is equally as important as what does. Here's the 30-minute chart. I was at least, looking for the market to bring us down to this high volume node here. It's the point of control, TPO point of control from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's only Wednesday, from Friday's activity. So we didn't get there. Soon as we got back above and started accepting above 4,000, that was it. I was long, and I was looking for the point of control from yesterday as a profit target. We also have the potential for a value area special situation play, which we are too late to that party to try and take part in. Trapped a bunch of shorts for sure, Rob P. We do have some pretty positive delta. We've had positive delta all day long. 9,900. This is accurate and correct. Last week's high, okay, we've been having a little bit of trouble holding above it. This looks like another opportunity for us, but value high from yesterday is, I believe, the target for this upside move. I was a little chopped up early in the session today, but I've now really gotten into some decent upside activity here. The value area special situation. Does anybody know what that is? Does everybody know what that is? Hello, Daniel. Hello, Bill. And we're always talking about the profiles. Here's what the value area special situation play is. Dalton says he doesn't watch it that much anymore, but I found it to be useful. It can be a tricky situation. So this is yesterday's profile. Value low is here. Value high is here. We opened with a gap from yesterday's range and value. We've now moved into yesterday's range and into yesterday's value. When the market reaccepts inside the previous day's value after opening outside of the day's range, there's a good probability that price, upon acceptance of value from the previous day, by the end of that session will rotate to the high of the previous day's area of value, which puts us up to about here, 40.37 approximately on the TPO chart here. So what are we doing here? We're already, kind of one-time framing to the upside. We're extending the range. I don't really see that much to do. Does anybody have any idea? Does anybody want to talk? Does anybody want to chat? Looking forward to seeing anybody that would like to come on and just chat about these markets today. Not going to force anybody, of course. Nasdaq. So now you know. Let's look at this TPO chart because it doesn't include the overnight session. Here's yesterday's range. We opened below yesterday's range. We looked lower, initial balance low here. We didn't accept, we rejected. We have price moving back up now inside yesterday's range, now showing acceptance inside yesterday's area of value. Market is already well on its way, unfortunately, coming into make HOAG money. Yes, JM, here we are laggards. Exactly right. Exactly right. So is it too late to try and get into this value area special situation? I think so. I mean, what's the high value here? High value is 36.75. 40.36.75 is the high value. We've only got a couple of points to get there. All of this is our risk. So we can't really do that. I'm feeling like a laggard if I do that. Kilo Man is saying we got to wait for Tesla earnings. The only thing that I see as a potential opportunity for us today is if we start to fail at value high from yesterday or the overnight high, which in the S&P is 40.50. It's our overnight high right here. So that's really the only things I'm looking at is if we don't want to be a laggard, we're going to have to be contrarian. I don't know if I want to do that. Thoughts? So the NASDAQ has some space, has some room. Let's look. Yes, contrarian is the trap. So what are we doing? Are we just not going to do anything here during Make HOAG Money? Yeah, I like the idea of long above the weekly high. I mean, we're there now. Here's value high. Volume value high is 38 approximately. NASDAQ, here's the 30-minute chart. Let me put the profiles on here for us. You know, we've got more space in the NASDAQ to get through through the value area special situation than we do in the S&Ps. Value low is here. Very small range, though. Yesterday, we had a normal trading day in the NASDAQ. I can show you on the TPO chart here in a second. So this little excursion into value from the NASDAQ yesterday, it doesn't tell me that there's acceptance. The rule for value area special situation play is there has to be a degree of acceptance inside the previous day's value. We used to say we needed 2 30-minute bars to close back inside the previous day's value before looking to execute the value area special situation play. We have not seen that yet. We have not seen a sign of acceptance. Now let's go back to S&Ps. I think we've already kind of played out the value area special situation play in the S&Ps. You know, we are waiting for a Tesla. We are waiting for information tomorrow. I'm looking for some sort of acceptance above last week's high as well. A pretty stiff rejection here so far. Rob P. Seems like the IB rule of breaking one side or the other is not keeping true this year. It's because I said something about it, Rob. Let's see here. Now, in the NASDAQ, the IB high and low were the extremes on both sides yesterday. Yesterday in the S&Ps, the low of the regular trading hour session was the lower extreme of the initial balance. So we'll watch and see what we got going on here. We got Robert saying he thinks a short around 40.25. JM's long, the sim trade. Last week's high $40.34 1/4, I think was what it was, to be true, to be precise. Oh, 40.35 1/4. Here it is. Off just a little bit. Just a bit outside. So that's really where the market got to. So Orith is asking, do you ever take the initial breakout move Or do you always wait for a pullback for a better risk to reward? It's a good question, Orith. So let's look here. Okay. This line, this lighter blue line here, is our initial balance from today. So while I am thinking the market may take us down to check this naked point of control down here, there were several opportunities to take this breakout below the initial balance. I took 5 of them. I only lost 3 ticks on 5 attempts for continuation down to that level. After the 5th attempt, I said, that's it. Not doing that anymore. Didn't cost me much. Why, Orith? When I take a breakout trade, I don't look for a technical risk to put a stop. You could have, taken the trade and looked to go, get out back inside value, something like that. I don't do that. I time stop it. If I'm going to take a breakout trade, anything that I consider a breakout type of trade, I want the market to pay me right away. And I had money in these trades, but looking for continuation, I don't want the price to come back to my entry. I want the market to go my way and stay my way until it reaches the profit target. So using a time stop, if I get in 1 tick below the initial balance using a stop, I'm holding my cursor over exited market and cancel. If the market goes my way, I'll just hold it over that. And if it continues to go my way, then I'll put a stop probably at break even, because I don't want to take losses on breakout trades. It's the only time I'll put a stop at break even. That's how I took that short 5 times and only lost 3 ticks. After the 5th time, I said, that's it. I think, we're done. I, caught along to the point of control, which was not that far. It was right up here at the time. Then when we started showing signs of acceptance back above 4,000, that's when the long came in. Okay, so that technique, I guess, if you want to call it that fear of losses during breakout trades is something that, I took breakout trades and I was always getting killed. And most breakouts fail, just like that IB breakout at the low today. It tried, it just wouldn't go. So I don't want to risk 5 points or 10 points on a trade that I know most of the time is going to fail, so I don't let them get in my pockets. If I hit the stop and I'm in, I'm probably with a whole bunch of other stops. Typically, you're going to get a little bit of a push. So you're going to start in money in these breakout trades. Then you can put a stop in at break even. And if it just continues like I hope a breakout trade will, you don't have to worry about it. Yep, anything can happen. Cover your ass. So after getting burned by so many failed breakouts, I decided I'm not going to let them get in my pocket anymore. So I can still catch a good, strong breakout. I'm just not going to let them take money from me in that regard. Interesting, right? I know a lot of folks that have questions about that. I know Fred Decker, who's not here right now, he's always fascinated by, how that works. You got to be quick, You got to see it coming. Having a stop in to sell below price to get short is an easy way just to be able to have your cursor over the exit button. If it gets into me at all, I'm hitting it and I'm out. I don't hesitate. Once it starts getting in my pocket, I'm out. I can always get back in, like I did 5 times down here. Then I decided, well, let's try the long, and it paid. And then again, back up above 4,000, we were looking for longs. Looking for longs in all the wrong places. Yeah, I should probably never sing. But yeah, that's, I can you try and get into a breakout trade a bunch of times and lose next to nothing. And if it runs the way I want it to, I never have to worry about it. So we got relatively close to value high from yesterday, and it has started to come off. Ha ha! Lacey, don't let him sing again, please. I can always take a good heckling. So that move up to last week's high. Interesting spot. All you folks watching on YouTube, you have the opportunity to go into the Zoom meeting to vote or even to chat. I haven't got anybody to chat with today. Daniel's making some comments. It makes sense. If it makes it to prior close, I might try a short depending on the strength of the buyer's response to this retracement. What again was settlement? 32.75. 32.75. 32.75. So 32. Right about. Cheer. There's settlement. I didn't put it on these charts. I just got to them today. It's been a busy day. So there we go. Join the Zoom. We don't do Make HOAG Money on Friday. Tomorrow morning, at 7:45 is the market prep, and then at about 8:20 I start Make HOAG Money before the equities open. There's different links to register for the afternoon and morning sessions. This is the link, Kevin, for the early session of Make HOAG Money tomorrow morning. There's much less of a chance of me singing in the morning session than in the afternoon session, which should be good. Good, Les. Good. Yeah. Don't let breakout trades get in your pocket. You registered for the Joe. Okay, that is a problem that we discovered today, and I think it may have been something I did. So, Joe, anybody that's here and listening that did not get their invitation to the session today, Email me at jhoagland@topstep.com, JHOAGLAND at topstep.com. I'll send you the recording of today's session. The link that I just put in is for Make HOAG Money tomorrow. I'm going to put the correct registration link for tomorrow's session about market profile and the auction process in the chat here. The session was recorded. Here is the link for the correct link to register for the session for tomorrow's session. So the first link in YouTube in the chat is Make HOAG Money tomorrow at 8:20, right after the market prep. The second link is for the market profile and auction process tomorrow at 12:30. Again, my apologies for anybody who tried to attend that and was not able to get in. Again, that may have been something I did. I'm not sure what happened. We ended up with 2 links and the wrong one in the wrong place, and it turned out to be a bit of a mess. There were still a lot of folks there, which is great. 160, 170 people there. So, yeah, it was a new transformer going in the backyard. Phil, I got your email already. As soon as the recording compiles, I'll email it to you. Joe, that goes for you too. Just send me that email so I can forward that to you. Caesar, yeah, I'm just seeing what you wrote there when we were thinking about looking for shorts up here. Even though the direction is up, being at the extreme, the only viable trade is short. And, we're up against levels that, I might be thinking about shorting anyway. So last thing I want to do is become the lagger. I feel like I should put on some music or something. Real music, not me singing. I do. I play the guitar a little bit there, JM. I've been a little bit lax on it. I'm thinking about getting myself a new piece. My son has been working on learning the guitar, so maybe I can jam with him a little bit. Marcelo, I'm with you. Marcelo is see any viable trades for this afternoon. He thinks he's going to call it a day. See you tomorrow, Marcelo. Good to hang out today. Thanks for stopping in, and I'm with you. I don't really see a lot of good ideas here, good opportunities. We haven't had the opportunity to get back to value low from yesterday. We haven't reached value high from yesterday, haven't reached the overnight high. We've wrestled a little bit with last week's high. A lot of highs up here to deal with. But I'm with you. I don't necessarily see that there's, any good opportunities here. We can start watching to see if we see some MOC imbalances for 43 million to the sell side. So if that's an indication of what the MOCs are going to be, we could be looking for a potential short, but right now I don't see that we're in good trade location. Daniel, what Daniel's saying here is so smart and so true. The thing he's saying here is, this is the time of the day when, if in profit, it's very easy to give it all back, trying to get just a little more. Greg, can we talk about overnight activity? Is it common to see this major sell-off? Hello, Gregory. Good to see you. Well, if you remember, at the end of the day, yesterday, after 3 o'clock, and this was a question that somebody posed in the reflection yesterday, we put in a potential late spike, okay? The bar didn't necessarily close in that late spike, and what happened afterwards was, we closed, and then the 5 o'clock bar drove us lower, leaving that as excess. What happened yesterday? Microsoft earnings. And they missed on revenue, and then they came out and gave a warning for future revenues. So that's what I think drove us lower on the overnight session to begin with. It just fed itself throughout the entire overnight session. We opened initially the short positioned, short time frame, weaker hands traders got paid, but when they didn't get what they were looking for, and that's continuation, the market turned around. So we had a lot of overnight inventory to the short side. Once they gave up, what did they do? They brought price right back to almost where the market opened last night. Almost there. Overnight inventory. Is that all that this was about? We can look at Delta at positive 10,000, and we can feasibly say that the shorter time frame buyers, and it was positive delta even at the beginning of the day here. Positive delta on the way down would have been longer time frame sellers. If that was the case, they didn't stick around for very long, because we had aggressive buying all the way back to where the market opened up last night. So, if you were to be focusing only on the overnight inventory, what happened the rest of the day today could have been an overnight inventory adjustment. I don't believe that is the case. This 4,000 to 39.90 level was kind of an important level. We opened in it, drove below it, didn't find acceptance, and drove back through it, and now we're back up to the high. I think there's more to it than just overnight inventory. We did. A lot of that, a lot of the overnight inventory that was too short to the downside was part of the tinder that lit the fire back to the upside today. We did have a P shape yesterday, but initial indication in open interest was short covering. We lost overnight. We lost open interest on a P-shaped profile. Okay, we didn't lose as much open interest as what it was originally said, but we did lose 5,700, 5,700 in open interest yesterday on a P-shaped profile, short covering. We get the overnight inventory way short in the hole. We give them a taste of profit, and we rip it away from them. You remember, there was no real important information due out today. There were no talking Feds. There wasn't a lot of economic numbers due. Well, from 30 years of the S&Ps, when there's no bad news, guess what the S&Ps do? Especially if we're too short. They get people short and they run them later. Microsoft earnings yesterday, yes. And IBM after today, yup. Good afternoon, Mr. Hoyt. Mr. Hoyt's going to be joining me for the early session of Make HOAG Money on Tuesday. And we're going to get a good look at how Mr. Hoyt views the markets through the Andrews pitchforks. Matt's an old friend of mine from the trading floor, somebody I've known for a lot of years, and I know we're going to enjoy seeing those pitchforks, seeing how Matt looks at the markets on Tuesday's early session of Make HOAG Money. Good to see you here, Mr. Hoyt. We're just about to wrap this up because I don't see anything to do. Brad, don't do that. You just gave back all today's profits trying to make a little more. Daniel was just talking about that. So, yeah, Matt, the pitchforks next Tuesday. You're going to see how thick your skin is because I'm going to heckle you. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Kale is long for an M-period probe. An M-period probe could put in a late spike to the upside. When that would give us some decent reference for tomorrow morning. But don't forget, durable goods, GDP, national trade, international trade, and jobless clams at 7:30. Lots of numbers tomorrow morning. Anything can happen. All right. Matt says he's ready for my heckling. We'll see. I usually only heckle my brother, Randolph, who's down in Mexico with Winthorpe right now. Louis Winthorpe III. He would be on the train, yeah. Kale, you're looking good right now. Yeah, we'll see, huh? You're feeling good here. Caesar, you're welcome. Negative delta all day long in CL. Yeah, we will take a look at that, JM. Zach would really like to get over my psychological block and continued in profit on paper, but losing in funded. Fear, man, fear. That is the whole trick. If you were able to trade in a funded account as easily as you were able to in a practice account or a sim account, you'd be doing fine. Anytime you add risk, you change your decision-making process. So difficult, isn't it? It's so difficult. So, all right, you took a little bit of a profit there, Kale. That's all right. That's all right. Did you do that out of seeing something in the market or fear of losing what you already had? That is the question. Feel for when the market, yeah. I mean, we've got excess at the high here, right? If it didn't take it out the first time up. Matt Hoyt, if you don't have this, Matt, I want to send this in the chat again in YouTube. This is the evening link for Make HOAG Money. There's two different links. It's just the way Zoom works, I guess. Well, I think we're out of opportunities here. So I'm gonna call this a Make HOAG Money without even taking a trade. I think that's important. We didn't do anything. Market didn't really do much either. So we'll look forward to seeing everybody in the reflection this afternoon, the prep tomorrow morning, and then Make HOAG Money early session tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Trade well, everyone. Let me put up my little slide here. There we go. Have a good afternoon, everyone.